Welcome to the podcast for online fitness coaches. I'm Benji Tucker, and together with Ethan Gonzalez, we scaled each of our fitness businesses from 0 to 80K in just 4 months. On this podcast, you're going to hear how to get more online fitness clients, make more profit from each of them, how to keep them longer, and the many failures and lessons that we both learned on our path to a combined 160K a month. Today, I'll be talking about promotion, which is P2 in our 4P system, and why the best promotion strategy is to run paid ads. Now, we have a 4P system, right? And P1 it stands for premium offer. And after you've crafted a premium offer that is so irresistible and you know that people are interested in it, some people have bought it, whether that's, followers that you already have or, friends or prior clients. It still doesn't mean anything if you don't get your offer consistently in front of the leads, right? That's where promotion, P2 of our 4P system, actually comes into play. And no matter, what specific strategy you implement, you must have a consistent and predictable pipeline of leads, or you just don't have a business straight up. And in 2025, we're experiencing more of the same in the online space. Fake gurus selling you on outdated methods to sell you their offers, such as, helping you do cold DMs, posting 3 times a day while relying on the algorithm, or even making a group community. And here's the bottom line. All of these hardly work at all anymore. Like, we live in what we call a trust recession. I think maybe Alex Hermosi coined that term, but it's caused by the scammers of the online space, where random strangers have such skepticism of online coaches that they run the other way. Cold DMs don't work any longer because they hit the requested box. You are limited to how many you could send, right? Meta and IG, they cracked down like crazy on that. And it just establishes zero trust. In addition, it is very easy to burn out sending cold DMs. Like, I know from my own experience that I absolutely have. I used to try DM strategies, and after, the frustration of Facebook closing down your account or giving you restrictions, temporary bans, and then saying, I don't even know how I'm going to get clients anymore. I need to make money. That alone was very scary. Trying to just do even 50 DMs, not even 100, 200, like these guys are preaching. That was tough. It made me easily, burn out pretty quickly. Now, the other one, another thing that actually, speaking of burnout, leads to it is posting 3 times a day and relying on organic traffic. Like, that doesn't work either. Every day there's about, 1.3 billion posts on Instagram. I did the research on this, and of those, only about 65,000 reach 20K plus, views, and that's just 0.005% of the total posts that are going viral. So if you posted 3 times a day for an entire year, right, that's literally over 1,000 posts. Your chance of going viral, even just once, would be only 5%. Meaning 95% of people posting three times a day for a year still won't go viral even once. And even if you did go viral, right, you wouldn't have the skills built up to be able to handle the lead flow and make any sales from it, because you didn't have any prior lead flow to practice with. So I know one person who hit 1 million views on a video. I met him in another mentorship, and he made 0 sales from that video because he didn't know how to handle those leads coming in. I also had an appointment setter who came in. He was working with a guy who had over 500,000 followers. The guy goes viral all the time. He posts his lifting videos and whatnot. And he said that even this guy struggled to crack 10K a month. I think the guy was doing 7 to 10K depending on the month. Yet, we work with people that have made their first 10K off of 300 followers and less. Also, we hear people still advertising the strategy, somehow a lot of coaches, making an online community, which rarely ever works because true high quality leads don't have all the time in the day to consume your free content. They just don't. It doesn't mean all free content is bad, but people who see the free group with like all these problems that you're solving within one group, right? They typically view the group as the solution to their problems instead of your coaching, even if that's not logical, right? Because they might still need the implementation, but they're the type of sort of like dopamine junkies, honestly, that they feel like they get a hit of dopamine from kind of pretending to try or doing things that relate to trying. And I can relate to this too. Like, I used to do this stuff in my own life, right? Where, oh, I'm gonna start reading, so let me like search on Amazon for a bunch of books. Let me buy a bunch of books, but I don't read them, right? So this is a very similar example to that. Now, one's intuition maybe to think, well, I know someone else who's found his success in doing this, so I will do it. But like the analogy to compare that to would be, would you, well, I heard someone once say it's like flying across the ocean, right? You could try building your own plane because you saw one other person do it, right? And do it successfully. Or you could board a commercial airline with thousands of people using it every single day, millions of reviews. Which one, will put you in the best position to actually make it safely to your destination? Right? That should be pretty obvious. So, I went through all the things that, don't work, right? Cold DMs, relying on organic traffic, and, free group communities. But what is the best form of promotion, P2 of our 4 Ps, that guarantee consistent lead flow? And the answer is paid ads. And, it's very simple. It's because paid ads are the only way in existence to guarantee eyeballs on your offer. And here's the kicker, guaranteeing eyeballs is actually easy. It's as simple as clicking a button. So let me kind of like go through that here. When you run an ad, and I'll probably be explaining exactly how to do that in one of the next videos, but no matter how great or how poor it is, you're putting yourself in front of the marketplace. You're getting yourself out in front of everyone. And there's no real skill or work ethic required in getting this traffic. Instead, it's your job to convert the leads that come in. That's where the skill set comes in. But you're never going to learn that skill set. You're never going to be able to see that if you don't have the leads in the first place. Now, right, like when you're getting traffic to come in, there's just one problem. It's conversion, which is covered by our third P, by the way, persuasion. Instead of trying to find the leads first and convert them, right? So it's very simple, this promotion strategy, right? We are getting ourselves in front of people. We're running ads to do so. And now the rest is on us to be skilled in terms of what makes someone click on this ad. And more importantly, what makes someone want to follow us, want to engage with us, and whatnot. How do we actually convert them down the line in the sales process? Now, there's many reasons why, ads are superior ultimately, but I want to highlight just 3 of them, okay? The main big 3. First, as I mentioned, paid ads are the only way in existence to guarantee eyeballs on your offer. And this means more predictable lead flow, which means more predictable income. You also never burn out. There's no possibility here because you are not cold messaging hundreds of people all day long or constantly spending time creating content when you already have 8,000 other tasks to fucking juggle. So, 2 objections I, often get are, well, how do you handle all the leads coming in from ads? Because surely you're still getting leads from ads. And well, it's easy because in the beginning, when getting to 10K, you can message on your own and then easily plug in an appointment setter to handle the lead flow. And we also focus on the quality of the leads. So quite frankly, I've seen lots of coaches get 20 leads in a day and just shoot a quick message out to all of them, have a conversation with a few of them, and close a sale off of that for 3K plus, right? So you don't need nearly as many leads to make it happen because these people are warmer and they are getting to engage with your content in some sort of way. The second objection, I get typically is, well, what if I lose my money, like running ads, right? And here's the truth. You're already losing money every day to not learn paid ads. And although you won't sign a client with your first $50 in ad spend, sure, you're losing $50 until that point. You're not, right? You're actually investing in the skills to learn on how to use this strategy. The goal is to break even, in the beginning while learning how paid ads work and growing your audience for free. So it's honestly a great deal if you ask me, right? You have to understand that if you're in a position where you're not a multi-millionaire, all of your money is only good for learning the skills that potentiate making adequate amounts of money for you to be able to do whatever you like. That's that. So you need to be framed on this. Now, the second reason why paid ads are most advantageous because it allows you to find the exact people who are perfect for your offer. Instead of getting random followers from your post because you're trying to go viral. So the strategy is completely different, right? Because in online business, it's always true that 100 prospects are superior to 1,000,000 fans, right? That's kind of just a general principle, right? We're not trying to get followers. We're trying to find buyers. There's a big difference. We don't want fans. We want serious buyers. I've used this analogy before in past podcasts, I believe, but imagine you ran a vitamin shop and you're selling your target market is, people who are going to buy supplements, and everyone, you get 100 people of, an influx that comes into your store, but they're all there because they heard that you have like comfy furniture and a nice ambiance. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares? Right? Because they're not going to buy anything. And third, right, the third most advantageous thing about ads is that it allows you to practice all of the skills necessary that come after you get the traffic to your page, which is actually very easy to get. So that's starting DM conversations, actually making content, by the way. Also, I forgot to, think about before, making content that resonates with the target demographic, improving call show rates, closing skills on sales calls, and fulfilling plus, upselling clients as well. And this is what they call the iceberg theory. It's the iceberg theory in action because it said that 15% of the iceberg is visible, right? And 85% is hidden. And, maybe it's not exact, but you guys get the idea. That in the same way, the visible iceberg is paid ads. And the 85% beneath, is all those other parts of the sales process that you actually have to get good at. But without getting to practice these skills, the 85%, that you need, no system, regardless of how amazing it sounds or seems or how much social proof you see about it, none of these systems will land you clients, hands down. And I have experience trying all of them, and I have experience not being able to learn these skills and seeing what happens when I finally had a bunch of leads come through the door. So when you do cold DMs, organic, or anything else, what the fake gurus don't tell you is that when someone finally responds to that message you sent them, you'll have no idea how to handle the lead, and it'll just kill the sale instantly. We want to learn these skills as quick as possible because the opportunity cost of not knowing them is massive. So, I'll leave you with this, guys. The reality is that every single day you delay learning paid ads, you're leaving money, clients, and impact on the table. Think about whatever your dream life is. Is it making, 20K a month, being able to either provide for your family, your future family, being able to travel the world like I am right now? I'm literally shooting this podcast from Sevilla during a 4-month trip throughout Europe, right? What is the dream life you have? And not knowing how to learn paid ads is preventing you from getting there. I promise you that, because it's been my experience. It's been Ethan's experience. We tried everything else before that. We've invested over $100,000 before that. Okay. So the online coaching industry is only getting more competitive, and the coaches who master ads, right, will dominate the marketplace. So those who avoid them will continue to burn out chasing trends that don't work. So the choice for you is simple. If you're listening to this right now, build your business on guesswork or build it on a predictable system. So, thanks for watching the podcast for online fitness coaches. If you want to learn how to scale your business to 10 to 20K a month using our 4P system, just message us client on Instagram at PT Launchpad. So spelled out PT Launchpad, no spaces, and we'll reach out with more info. Have a good one.